Hello students, welcome you back in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. In the previous lecture, we have started with chapter 4, that is ratio and proportion. In the previous lecture, I gave you the idea about the concept of ratio and proportion. What is meaning of ratio? I told you that whenever we compare two quantities with the help of division, it is called as ratio. And if we extend the concept further for 3 numbers, 4 numbers or more numbers, it is called as what? Proportion. We say that the numbers are in the proportion. Okay, so for two numbers generally we use the word ratio, or we can use the word ratio or proportion. Any one word we can use. That we have seen. So in that I have told you that the ratio is always having some common multiple, like here you have the multiple k, which is constant, which is present at both the terms, first term as well as the second term. Okay, so it is present both the places. Then we have seen how the concept is extended further for 3 numbers or more numbers. Okay, we have seen the example for 4 numbers also. That means out of that, if we know any one number or if we know their addition, we can find all the numbers, because there is one common multiple which is present in case of ratio or proportion. Okay, then we have seen direct proportion or direct variation. I told you that in direct proportion or direct variation, division of those two quantities remains same. That means for direct proportion, x upon y is always constant. The division is always constant. Then we have seen the inverse proportion or inverse variation. And we have seen that in inverse variation, their multiplication or product is constant. X into y is equal to k. Also, what you are going to keep in mind, how you will recognize whether the sum is of direct variation or inverse variation. So I told you that in case of direct variation, if one quantity is increasing, other also increases. And in case of inverse variation, if one quantity is increasing, the other decreases. Okay, so this way you are going to understand whether the question is of direct variation or is of inverse variation. Then we have seen the properties of ratio, which are very important when we solve the sum. As I have said that there are two terms, first term and the second term. Okay, also called as predecessor and successor. Then if the second term is 100, then the ratio is called as percentage. Okay, then here the third property is important, that the ratio remains unchanged if we multiply it or divide it by the non-zero number. As I have said, always there is a common multiple present. So you can divide or you can multiply the ratio by the same number to both the terms, but the number should be non-zero. Then whenever we want to find the ratio, we have to see that both the quantities should have the same unit. Then and only we can find out the ratio. Like here, if here see 2 kg and 300 grams. So directly we cannot find out the ratio because their units are different. Here kg and here grams. So you need to convert these to the same unit. Like 2 kg you can write as 2000 grams and 300 grams, and then you can find out the ratio. Okay. So it is important that whenever you want to find the ratio, the quantities should be in the same unit. And the ratio is always unitless. Okay, ratio is not having any unit. These are the properties of ratios which we have seen. Then we discussed the solved examples from the textbook. As I have said, fifth example is cancelled. So today, now we are starting with practice set 4.1. Whatever properties we have seen or the concept which we have seen just now, I have revised for you. So you have to make use of that to solve practice set 4.1. So let us start. Question number 1. From the following pairs of numbers, find the reduced form of ratio of first number to the second number. Okay. So here only numbers are provided, no units are given. So Directly you can find out the ratio of first quantity to second one. The ratio of 72 to 60. Okay. So let us start solving it. I am solving first and second. Third you will solve by yourself. Okay. So first one, the two numbers are 72 and 60. So let us write down in words. The ratio of 72 to 60 is always written as 72 is to 60. This symbol stands for is to. How you are going to read? 72 is to 60. Then I told you that ratio is nothing but the division. So write down this in the form of numerator and denominator. Now we have to find its reduced form. So think here that these two numbers, they are coming in which table? Or you can divide these two numbers by what? So immediately you will come to know that these two numbers are there in table of 12. 12 6 are 72 and 12 5 are 60. So as I have said that there is always a common multiple. Here common multiple is what? 12, which you can cancel from both the places, and the reduced form is 6 upon 5. Okay, but you need to write down ratio. So your answer should be also in the form of ratio. So write down answer in the form of ratio, that is 6 is to 5. Okay. Keep habit of writing the final answer according to the requirement. How it is asked to write, in the same way you should write it. Okay. Let us solve the second sum now. The two numbers are 38 and 57. So think, these two numbers are in which table? So you will come to know that these two numbers are there in the table of 19. We can write 19 2s are 38 and 19 3s are 57. So let us write down the ratio of 38 to 57 is equal to 38 is to 57. That is 38 upon 57, and then express 19 2s are 38 and 19 3s are 57. So you can cancel the common multiple 19 from both the places, and your answer is what? 2 upon 3. Don't forget to write down the final answer, that is 2 is to 3. Copy it down. Third sum you will solve as homework. 52 and 78. Think, they are in which table? Okay. You have to think of the highest number. And if you cannot think of the highest number, you can go on dividing by small numbers. Okay. Like you can divide here by 2 first. Okay. Then think which numbers you are getting, and then divide. Then also it will do. Or you can think that these two are there in table of 26, correct? So you can write this as 26 into 2, and this you can write as 26 into 3, and then you can solve. Okay. So let us go further. Question number 2. Find the reduced form of the ratio of first quantity to the second quantity. In the first question only numbers were given. They were not having units. But here the quantities are given. They are having units. So you have to think of units. You can find the ratio only when both the quantities have same unit. Okay, so here the quantities are having same unit. So it is easy to find the ratio. But see, in the second, third and fourth, they are in different units. So you have to equate their units first, and then only you can find out the ratio. I am solving first and second for you. Third and fourth you will do as homework. And please take a note of this, that fifth and sixth is cancelled. It is reduced for this year. Okay. So for solving third and fourth, here see, it is in liters and this is in ml. So to convert liter to ml, you know that 1000 ml is equal to 1 liter. So 5 liters, if you multiply by 1000, you are going to get 5000 ml. and then you can compare 5000 and 2500. Directly it is not possible for you to find the ratio because the units are not same. Similarly here, years and months, here also years and months, so convert them to months. Okay, so you know that 12 months gives us 1 year, so multiply here by 12. 12 into 3, 36, plus 4, 40 months, and here 12 into 5, 60, plus 8, 68 months, and then you can find the ratio of 40 months to 68 months because you will get them in the same units. Okay, so these two you will solve as homework. I am solving first one now, where what I have observed is units are same, so there is no need of conversion. I can find the ratio, so I have written rupees 700 is to rupees 308. I want the ratio of this. Okay, so the next step is to write in division. So write down 700 upon 308. So this we can, 700 we can write as 28 into 25, and 308 we can write as 28 into 11. But if you can't think of the very big number like 28 here, I told you previously that you can divide by small numbers. Like you can divide by 7 first, then you can divide by 4. You can go for division 2 times, and then you will get the answer. Okay, so that way also it will do. So here the answer is 25 upon 11, but the final answer should be in the form of ratio. So write down the answer 25 is to 11. Correct? Copy it down. It's very easy because you have done this in lower standards. So let us go towards second one where the units are not same. So see, rupees 14 is to rupees 12 paise 40. So let us convert it into the same unit. So let us convert these rupees into paise. We know that 100 paise is equal to 1 rupee. Okay, so we will multiply by 100 to convert rupees into paise. So rupees 14 we can write as 14 into 100, that is 1400 paise, and rupees 12 paise 40 we can write as 12 into 100 plus 40, that is 1240 paise. Now see, the unit is same, so we can find out the ratio. 1400 divided by 1240. So 10 is cancelled, so I got the number as 140 upon 124. So here the highest number by which I can divide here is 4. So when I am dividing here by 4, I am getting 4 into 35, that is 140, and 4 into 31 is 124. So 4 and 4 common multiple is cancelled, and therefore the answer is 35 upon 11. But the final answer should be in the form of ratio. So write down the answer 35 is to 31. Okay, copy it down. Okay, so question number 3 and 4 you will solve by yourself. I explained you how to do it, and these two questions are cancelled. Take a note of that. Let us go towards third question now. Express the following percentages as ratios in the reduced form. So again the next part of reduced form, but here the percentages are provided. That means the second term is 100. 75 is to 100 means 75%. 44 is to 100 means 44%. This ratio means per means upon 100. Cent means 100. So 6.2% here symbol is given. So it means that 6.25 is 200. Okay. So this is given in the different form. Okay. So let us start now. So here also I will solve some examples. Remaining you will solve as homework. So let us start as first one. 75 is to 100. So let us write down in the form of numerator and denominator. 75 is to 100. We can write as 75 upon 100. Then it's very easy. You know that these are in the table of 25. 75 we can write as 25 into 3. And 100 we can write as 25 into 4. So 25 and 25 is cancelled. And answer is 3 upon 4. But the final answer should be in the form of ratio. So the answer is 3 is to 4. Okay. Similarly, you can solve second one. Now I am moving towards third one. Okay. 6.25%. So as I have said here, the second quantity is 100. So we can write this as 6.25 upon 100. Okay. This is same as 6.25 upon 100. Now here point is present and here point is not present. So it is difficult for you to divide. Those who can, they can do it by themselves. But to remove this point from the numerator, see, after decimal place you have two digits, 2 and 5, 1 and 2. So you are going to divide it by 100. Okay, because 6.25 is nothing but 625 divided by 100. And this 100 is present already here. Okay, so what we got here, 625 divided by 100 into 100. Now here don't go for multiplication. You know that 625 is a perfect square. It's a square of 25. So 625 you can write as 25 into 25. And 100 you can write as 25 into 4. So instead of multiplying, you will split this like this. Okay, 625 is written as 25 into 25. And 100 is written as 25 into 4 2 times. So this 25 and this 25 cancelled. This 25 and this 25 gets cancelled. So here 1 into 1 is 1 in the numerator and 4 into 4 is 16. So your answer is what? 1 upon 16. And final answer is in the form of ratio. That is 1 is to 16. Copy it down. Okay, be careful while writing the things and always keep in mind, don't go for multiplication because it will increase your calculations. Instead, go for splitting like this. It is going to help you. I hope you must have completed it. Let us go further towards the next question. Question number 4, which is a word problem. 3 persons can build a small house in 8 days. To build the same house in 6 days, how many persons are required? So here this question is based on the variation or proportion. So just think that what is the relationship between number of persons and the days required to build the houses. So immediately you can think that if the number of persons are increased, the number of days to build the house, they are going to decrease. That means it is a question of inverse variation. The relation here is inverse variation. So first of all, write down that the number of persons and the number of days required to build the house are in inverse proportion. You must try to understand that which type of proportion exists here. So here, as the number of persons are increasing, number of days are decreasing. That means it's an inverse proportion. So in this case, the product of number of persons and number of days is going to remain constant. So write down that next. Therefore, The product of numbers of persons and the number of days is constant. So here see 3 persons and 8 days. So product is what? 3 into 8. And here 6 days are given and number of persons are not given. So let us take that unknown as X. Okay, that suppose the X persons they build the house in 6 days. So you need to take that unknown. Okay, let X persons are required to build the house in 6 days. Okay, so from this now we can write down the two products which are equal. That is 3 into 8 is same as X into 6. Right? Now very easy for you to solve. How to find X? X is 3 into 8 divided by 6, that is 24 divided by 6, and so the answer is 4. X is equal to 4. But since it's a word problem, final answer you should write down as a statement that 4 persons are required. So write down the final answer as a statement. Please copy it down. Okay, so I hope you must have completed it. Let us go towards the next question. That is question number 5. Convert the following ratios into percentage. Okay, exactly reverse of the third question. Their percentage were given and we have to find out the reduced form. Here, reduced form is given and we have to find out the percentage. Okay, so 15 is to 25. To find the percentage means what? The second term should be 100. We need to convert the second term to 100. So you have to think of multiplication or division so that you can convert the second term to 100. Or one more method is there, that simply multiply by 100 and then you will get the percentage. Okay, I am showing you both the methods. So take method of your choice. Okay, so let us start. First question, 15 is to 25. This we can write as 15 upon 25. And as I have said, second number I need to convert to 100. I know that 25 fours are 100. So I need to multiply both the terms by 4. Because we have seen in the property that if we multiply the ratio by same number to both the terms, it remains unchanged. Okay, so both the places at numerator as well as at denominator we have to multiply by 4. So from this 15 fours are 60 and 25 fours are 100. The second term is 100. That means it's a percentage, that is 60 upon 100, which we write as 60%. Correct? This is one method. Now second method, write down the 15 upon 25 and simply multiply by 100. Directly you can multiply by 100. So see, 25 4s are 100, you can cancel it, and 15 into 4 is 60%. So either you can go for this method or you can go for this method. Here you have to convert the second term or denominator to 100. But here, whatever may be the question, you have to simply multiply by 100 and you are going to get the answer. Okay, so you can follow any method. Copy it down. Okay, so similarly you can solve second one. Very easy. 47 is to 50. If you want to convert it to 100, you can multiply by 2. As I have multiplied here by 4, I can multiply by 2 and then I will get the answer. Or if you want to follow the second method, 47 upon 50 into 100, and you can go for cancellation and you can get this. This is 7 upon 10. So you have to multiply and divide by 10, and then you're going to get the answer. Okay. Then I am solving the fifth one now, because here I have 600. So let us see what to do. Okay. So question number 4, 546 divided by 600. This 600 I want to convert to 100. So multiplication will not do for me. I have to divide. So if I divide 600 by 6, I am going to get 100. But when I am dividing, I have to divide both the places, numerator as well as denominator. Okay. So I will divide by 6 both the places, and from that the answer is 91 upon 100. That is 91 is to 100, which is same as 91%. Please make a change here. This is printing mistake. This is mistake by me. So it should be 91% here. Okay, take a note of this. I have simply copy pasted. So this is my mistake. Please make a note of this. Also you can solve by the second method. I have not shown the second method here. So you can do it 546 upon 600 into 100. Then the 2 zeros you can cancel, and simply 546 divided by 6 you are going to get 91. Okay, please take a note of this while writing the final answer. Okay, copy it down. Similarly, you can solve fifth one. You have to simply multiply by 100. So you will get 700 upon 16. Divide. Answer you will get in points. Okay. So let us go further. Question number 6. Again the word problem based on ratio. So let us start with sixth one. The ratio of ages of Abha and her mother is 2:5. At the time of Abha's birth, her mother's age was 27 years. Find the present ages of Abha and her mother. So here, whenever you want to solve the problem, you have to always start with the unknown things, that you have to find out the ages of Abha and mother, and they are given in the form of ratio. So always you will copy down the first statement as it is from the question, that the ratio of present ages of Abha and her mother is 2:5. As I have said, always there is a common multiple present. So you need to take some common multiple. Either you can take K, then you can take X, any alphabet you can take. Okay. So start with the first statement from the question itself. The ratio of present ages of Abha and her mother is 2:5. Then immediately the next statement is, let the common multiple of the given ratios be X. That means some common number is present here. As we have seen, the number gets cancelled. So the age of Abha will be 2x and age of her mother will be 5x. So write down that. Therefore, present age of Abha is 2x years and that of her mother is 5x years. Correct? So we got their ages. Now we are to make use of the given condition. At the time of Abha's birth, her mother was 27 years. That means difference between their ages is how much? 27. Correct? So the mother's age minus the Abha's age, we are going to get as 27. So write down, according to given condition, 5x minus 2x is equal to 27. So 5x minus 2x means 3x is equal to 27, and from that x is equal to 27 divided by 3, that is 9. So we got value of x, but what we have to find out? Age of Abha and her mother. So we have to find value of 2x and 5x. So 2x is what? 2 into 9, that is 18, and 5x is 5 into 9, that is 45. Correct? So here we got their ages, and final answer you will write down in the form of statement. Therefore, the present age of Abha is 18 years and her mother is 45 years, or their present ages are 18 years and 45 years respectively. Please copy it down. Okay, so this was easy question. Only you need to understand it. Wherever there is a problem of ratio, always think of a common multiple. Don't forget that. Okay. So from problems practice set 4.1, these two questions 7 and 8, they are reduced, they are cancelled. So take a note of this, make this change in your textbook or notebook. Write down that question number 7 and 8 from practice set 4.1 are not there. Okay, so today we have completed all the sums based on ratio and proportion concept. Now we are going to discuss the new things about ratio and proportion. Okay, but in the next lecture. Till that, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you, students.